All right, today I'm going to show you guys how I do the WolfNet Radio Podcast Wolf logo. I've got this archer that's ready for logo and such. I use three things for this logo. It's fairly simple. Any black will do. I like this one because it's not too matte. This is just scale 75 white and a little Floyd. I've got O2 brush and the mini. So to start, a little black paint. Little white paint. Little dab of Floyd. I like Floyd when I'm doing freehand because it helps the paint flow off the brush a little better. So we're going to pick up a little black. I'm going to pick up some Floyd to thin it. You don't want it too thin and watery, because then your paint's going to go everywhere. You're going to be able to draw fine lines with it. So I'm going to do mine on the nose of this archer, and I'm going to kind of use this orange line as a base. So I'm going to start just drawing a couple lines, almost like a triangle. Try to make sure I'm centered. And then connect the bottom of those lines here. And I'm going to make another triangle, a little more shallow, up towards the top. So almost a diamond in shape with the end blunted. Then add where I want the ears to be. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're just sketching it out right now. I'm going to widen this outline out a little bit. There we go. So that's the outline for the wolf head. Next, what I'm going to do is grab some white. And I'm just going to try to fill in that outline. Some white. It's nice that we're working on a light gray background. This may take a few layers, and that's okay. You want the paint thin, not goopy. Not thin enough that it'll run outside your outline. It'll take a few attempts to build up opacity. That's all right. I'm sorry, my wife is vacuuming upstairs. We're starting to get a little more opaque on that white. Let's do one more coat. Actually, that snout's too long, so I'm going to show you guys how to narrow it here in just a second. Part of the trick with freehand is getting your proportions right, and sometimes you don't get them right the first swing, so that's okay. So I'm going to take the black so I can build the outline a little more narrow, and I think it needs to be here, so I'm going to draw it down, fill it out, and same thing on this side, a little thinner. We'll go in with the light gray base color to fill that in here in just a minute. So I lied, I'm going to use 3 colors. This is Scale 75 Arctic Blue. This is the base for the light gray. That's a little thinner. So once I get the shape and the proportions the way I want them, I'm going to use black to add all the detail to the wolf head. Kind of get that where I want it. So first is the nose. Just fill in the bottom of the snout there. For the eyes, a downward tilted angle line here and here. And then I kind of thicken those lines up where I want them. And I'll have to go back and kind of even them out because they're a little asymmetric still, and that's okay. Sometimes when you're doing these kind of small things, small dots work better than strokes. Fill in some detail on the ears. I'm going to give him so little dots, little details. Even the eyes out a little bit. That's okay. Not the best, but I'm not used to painting through a camera. Just cleaning up the base coat around it. Still needs to clean up under the eye a little bit. Now, if you have a micron pen, it's not a bad way to do this kind of stuff. Just make sure you seal or dull coat after, because that can be a little glossy. And make sure you're not painting over or doing micro pen over wet paint, because that will ruin your micron pen. All right, so there we go. Pretty quick, took about 10 minutes. you guys have questions, you go ahead and post them, but hopefully that's helpful. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys.